private-public partnership by a consortium led by the China Road and Bridge Corporation and the National Social Security Fund is expected to finally ease decades of traffic congestion, long delays and frequent accidents along the busy corridor. Describing the road as a game changer for transport and regional trade, President Ruto said the improved highway will significantly cut transport and freight costs, boosting regional trade and opening new markets for farmers and businesses across the Rift Valley and Western Kenya. The 175-kilometer project, costing about 170 billion shillings, is now one of the largest public-private partnership in East Africa. The president also confirmed plans for an additional 58-kilometer stretch connecting Rironi, Mahimayu, and Naivasha to further strengthen the region's infrastructure network.
Wanasema hayawi yamekuwa mabado. Tumefika hatujafika. Ni leo si leo. Si ni leo jameni. Leo kwa mapenzi ya Mungu tumefika hapa leo. Na tumekuja hapa kufanya tendo la kihistoria. Hii barabara ilianza kufikiriwa 2016. Si ni kweli? Watu wa World Bank walimaliza ile feasibility study 2016. Tumekuwa tukitamani kama nchi hii barabara tuitengeneze vizuri, iwache kuwa na msongamano, iwache kuwa barabara ya ajali, iwache kuwa barabara ya kusumbua wananchi. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Si ni kweli jameni? Nilisema juzi, wiki iliyopita, nikasema nikiwa bunge, ya kwamba wiki hii tutaanzisha hii barabara. Si ni kweli? Ili kutatua kikamilifu shida ya mabarabara Kenya na kuhakikisha ya kwamba kila mkulima anaweza kupeleka mazao yake kutoka shambani mpaka sokoni. Tunaweza kupeleka bidhaa yetu ya kuuza nchi za nje kwa taratibu na njia ya sawasawa, ni kujenga kilomita zingine 28,000 Kenya. We double the kilometers of road we have built in the last 60 years. We want to change that and build another 28 kilometers in the next 10 years. And it is possible. And we know how to do it.
Moving on, President William Ruto has hailed the broad-based government's victory in Thursday's by-elections, while accusing leaders of the united opposition of lacking concrete ideas and relying on divisive tribal politics to advance the political agenda and lacking any meaningful agenda for the country. Speaking during the launch of the Rironi Mau Summit Road in Kamandura, Kiambu County, the president cited the mini-poll results, claiming that all 7 parliamentary seats were won by candidates aligned to his administration. The head of state further stated that the opposition's heavy losses were a clear message from voters, who he says are tired of divisive politics, as he reiterated his government focus on development. The by-elections were conducted yesterday by the newly appointed IEBC Commission in select parts of the country, including key parliamentary seats crucial to the government.
Jana tulikuwa na uchaguzi katika taifa letu la Kenya mdogo. Si ndio? Kutoka Mbere mpaka kule Kasipul. Kutoka kule Banisa kupitia Baringo mpaka kufika huko Malava. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Kati ya viti 7, si ndio, ya ubunge na senate, yote 7 ilishindwa na broad-based government. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Mimi nataka niwaulize, si ndio? Unajua kuna watu Kenya hii wamezoea maneno ya bure. Wakikuja hapa mtawasikia ni watu hawana agenda, ni watu hawana mpango, ni watu hawana sera. Watakuja hapa wawaambie maneno matatu peke yake. Hakuna kitu kingine watawaambia. Watawaambia one term, Kasongo, must go. Sasa niwaulize watu wa Kiambu. Acha mimi nawaulize. Na mimi nataka niwaambie, hakuna kitu watasema. Hawajui mambo ya barabara, hawajui tutapata afya namna gani, hawajui affordable housing itajengwa namna gani, hawajui mambo ya SHA itaendeshwa namna gani, hawajui highway kama hii itajengwa namna gani. Nyie mnanielewa? Wanajaribu kutuuzia ukabila na chuki na migawanyiko. Mimi tayari nishawaambia. Mimi niliwaeleza juzi, nyinyi watu wa ukabila, watu wa chuki, nyinyi ambao watu mnaendesha sijui one term Kasongo na Masgo, hiyo sio sera. Tafuteni sera. Na niliwaambia wasipotafuta sera watachelewa. Sasa jana wananchi, mimi niliwapatia ilani, wananchi wamerudia jana. Si wananchi wamepatiwa ilani? Si wananchi wamepatia hawa majamaa ilani? Wananchi wamewaambia tena jana, tafuteni sera, tafuteni mpango, tafuteni agenda. Kama ni one term Kasongo na Masgo, chuma chenu kimotoni, mtaona kivumbi.
Still on that note is that National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah has taken a swipe at the opposition, accusing them of mobilizing Kenyans around hatred and incitement. Speaking while accompanying President William Ruto during the launch of the Rironi Mau Summit Road, Ichung'wah said the opposition must stop making President William Ruto their daily agenda, insisting that citizens want development and not political theatrics. He further urged President Ruto and Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki to remain focused on one goal, that is improving the lives of Kenyans and delivering tangible results.
Harambe! Harambe! Your Excellency, tutam yetu ni hii tutam ya maendeleo, tutam ya barabara, sio siasa za chuki, migawanyiko. Na Your Excellency, vile umesema, jana watu wa Mlima Kenya walidhihirisha wazi ya kuwa wako na UDA na Rais William Ruto kwa tutam. Na hawa watu wa Limuru, watu wa Alari, watu wa Kabete, watu wa Kikuyu, wengi walimuunga mheshimiwa wa Muthende mkono na akashinda kwa chama cha UDA. Kwa hayo mengi, kwa herini na Mungu ajaribu awabariki. Tuonyesha tutam. Kiambu tutam. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki, madhani ya maradhi.
Trans Nzoia County Governor George Natembeya and Kakamega Senator Boni Kalole have rejected the Malava by-election results, claiming the voting environment was neither free nor fair. The leaders went on to accuse security personnel of colluding with the government to interfere with the democratic process. They're now urging the police and the newly appointed commission to take immediate action against anyone found to have violated the electoral laws during the mini poll. The Malava by-election saw UDA party's David Ndakwa declared the newly elected MP, narrowly defeating DAP Kenya candidate Seth Panyako in a closely contested poll.
To use this opportunity to speak to the electoral process, which was fraught with serious malpractices that included shootings, killings, widespread violence, roaming armed goons, escorted by police, and voter bribery. We condemn in the strongest terms possible these cowardly, undemocratic, and criminal activities that were perpetrated by people very well known to the authorities. We demand for immediate action against culprits by both the police and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. As a team, you can see we are just here with the Honorable Senator for Kakamega. We also want to consult with the candidate with a view of pursuing this matter in court. Because what happened in Malava was not an election. It was a criminal activity. Yeah, right from campaigning, where goons were deployed. Some of us, our security was removed.
There was all that drama here in Western. Yes, 2027 will come, but let them be informed that Kenya is not Tanzania.
And now, following the hotly contested Malava by-election, calm has descended in Malava town as normalcy gradually resumes. David Ndako of UDA party was declared the winner after narrowly defeating DAP Kayesi Seth Panyako. Residents and local business operators have pledged to work with the newly elected legislator in completing development projects initiated by the late predecessor.
Wakati Mheshimiwa Moses Malulu alituacha na tukawa kama weke tumekaa bila mbunge, lakini kwa sasa hivi kura ambayo imepita hapa Malava ina furaha, wapendwa wamejitokeza kwa amani. David Ndagwa ni mbunge ambaye tunatarajia kwamba miradi yote ambayo mpendwa Malulu alikuwa ameacha aiendeleze kuanzia hivi leo bila ametangazwa.
Ngaje nilikuwa upinzani, lakini nimeunga mkono ule mwenye amepita. Tufanye kazi pamoja, tujenge Malava yetu.
Mwenye ameshinda tukubaliana na hata kama mimi sijamuunga mkono ama mwingine hajamuunga mkono.
Penye mheshimiwa Malala alikuwa maachia mambo na masomo, angalia factories, alafu endelee na hii barabara yenye alikuwa maanza amalizie. Ndio 2027 tumuone tena. Asipofanya hivyo 2027 tunarudi upinzani.
Kura imepigwa kwa haki, sijaona udanganyifu ukiwa. Kile naweza sema tu mheshimiwa Ndakwa afanye kazi. Huu muda ni mchache sana, kwa hivyo itabidi ajikaze sana ndio watu waone kweli anaweza.
UDA party leaders say the party remains highly popular in Kajiado County following the victory in the Purko ward by-election. The leaders maintain that residents have shown strong confidence in the ruling alliance and have promised to remain steadfast in supporting the party heading into the 2027 general elections.
Napenda pia kushukuru party yetu ya UDA. Hii ni kumaanisha ya kwamba Kajiado bado ni UDA zone za two-term zone. Kajiado ni iko yellow.
Ni kweli ilikuwa between UDA and DCP na tumeona gap kubwa sana between UDA and DCP, na wananchi wa Purko wameongea kwa kauli moja, wameonyesha kwamba wako katika chama tawala cha UDA, na pia tunataka kuwashukuru sana kwa sababu wametusikia. Tumetembea hii safari pamoja, na leo hii ushindi huu ambao tumepata kupitia Amos Mbusia ni ushindi pia wa William Samoei Ruto na chama chetu cha UDA, na pia gap ambao tumepata leo haijawahi patikana kwa hii ward. Kwa hivyo inamaanisha wananchi wengi wanaelekea katika upande wetu wa serikali katika upigaji wa kura hata wa 2027.
William Samoei Ruto ana umaarufu mkubwa sana na chama cha UDA kiko mbele sana. Wananchi wameonyesha imani na DCP licha zile mbwembwe nyingi, kweli wananchi hawajashikilia hicho chama. Kwa hivyo UDA iko mbele hapa, ni watu wengi wa two-term.
Hii ni gap kubwa sana kuonyesha kwamba chama hiki iko mbele sana. Ukiunganisha hiyo mbili, wale candidate wengine wawili ndugu zetu wa DCP na ODM, ndugu yetu amewajumlisha kunyorosha wote mbele. Ya pili imeonyesha umaarufu mkubwa sana.
Still making headlines in political corridors is that in Magarini, celebrations were in full swing after Harrison Kombe of the Orange Democratic Movement was declared the newly elected Member of Parliament in a hotly contested by-election. Kombe garnered 17,909 votes, defeating his closest challenger Stanley Karisa Kenga of the Democracy for Citizens Party (DCP), who received 8,907 votes. Joined by Kilifi County Governor Gideon Mungaro, Kombe promised to deliver development and end the long-standing leadership vacuum in the constituency.
Gomeni, asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki watu wa Magarini.
Hello. Haya. Hakuchi. Basi nichukue nafasi hii nimrudishie shukrani Mwenyezi Mungu aliyetuwezesha masaa haya kuwa hapa na jinsi alivyokuwa nasi katika safari hii. Jameni, shukrani kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Pili, shukrani kwa wananchi wote wa Magarini kwa uvumilivu wenu
mwaka na nusu bila mbunge na mkavumilia. Sasa mimi langu ni moja tu, nitawafanyia kazi kana kwamba ninakufa kesho. Sitatulia. Kwa hayo machache au mengi, turuhusuni tutembee.
And if you are currently joining us, this is the EBN Weekend Edition, and I'm not alone on sign language interpretation. I'm joined by the energetic Irene Chebiwot. Moving on, in Bungoma County, the victory of Eric Wekesa as an independent candidate in the Chwele Kabuchai ward by-election is now being hailed as a sign of new political awakening. Political leaders in the region say voters are beginning to question their long-standing loyalty to the Ford Kenya party, urging locals to shift their focus from party affiliation to development-driven leadership. Wekesa was declared the winner after securing 6,162 votes, defeating his closest challenger, Vincent Wekesa Maunda of the Ford Kenya party, who garnered 2,765 votes.
Roma indicator. Hiyo ni indicator. Na kama Papa Roma ni dereva wa gari alienda driving school, amejua nini kinaendelea. La pili, alisema yeye ako ina deep sea. Ekwena. Sai ako inje.
Mimi wakati imefika, lazima tuzime hii chama cha Ford Kenya hapa Bungoma. I have said repeatedly, mimi nikiwa governor hapa, sinileta hii duo, nikaleta scholarship, hii hospitali, hii stadium, nikaleta scholarship. Lakini hiyo wakati Ford Kenya walinipeleka kotini 60 times. 60 times. That is why kwa kampeni yangu nilikuwa na Eric na mbunge, nimesema for Bungoma to grow, Ford Kenya must grow.
Let us change our politics. And Chwele has started. Nyinyi msibaki nyuma. Wametuonyesha njia. Wale waheshimiwa ma MCA ambao wamekuja Chwele kukampeni ni wenzangu saa hizi. Msome kitu. Say the writing is on the wall. Mene tekel. Badilikeni mienendo nyinyi. Because mmekuja mmeongea lakini watu wamekataa hizo vitu zenu. It means these 2 years from now, msiende marking scheme hapa tuana Chwele. Don't look anywhere else. Wachana na ile group mko nayo kuja huku.
The Elections Observation Group, that is ILOG, has released its preliminary report on the Thursday's by-elections, highlighting both strands and areas that need improvement across the 22 electoral areas where voting took place. According to ILOG, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is IEBC, performed well despite reported violence in some areas and challenges with electronic voting machines. In its recommendations, the group has called on the Commission and the police to take action against electoral law violations, intensify voter education ahead of the 2027 contest, and ensure political parties and candidates refrain from interfering with the electoral process.
Ballot box seals were publicly verified and ballots were audibly called out. Disputes were recorded in 10% of polling stations observed, but most were resolved at the station level. Police officers were present in all polling stations when counting commenced.
IEBC must enforce strict compliance with assisted voting procedures, including the mandatory administration and documentation of the oath of secrecy in all applicable cases, and must take decisive corrective action against any official found to have facilitated breaches.
And away from politics to matters education is that with frustrations mounting, the Kenya Junior Secondary School Teachers Associations, that is KJUSTA, has renewed its call for full autonomy for junior secondary schools. The association maintains that JSS learners and teachers have unique needs that can only be addressed through a dedicated leadership structure. KJUSTA is now urging KUPPET, the Teacher Service Commission, TSC, and the Ministry of Education and even the President to engage directly with JSS teachers. This as they raise concerns that the implementation of the competency-based education curriculum continues to face major systematic and administrative challenges. The statement comes at a time when GSS teachers across several counties are threatening a full-scale strike. They claim they are victims of constant intimidation, unclear job mandates, and persistent disrespect, challenges they attribute to the domiciling of GSS within primary schools.
Education must be orderly, inclusive, and driven by policy. Not shortcuts or abrupt pronouncements.
Yes. Sisi tunaomba kwamba fursa ambayo atapatiwa yule head teacher ama yule principal akuwe ni mtu ambaye amequalify kufundisha na pia ana qualify kuongoza. Na asikuwe ni mtu mmoja ambaye anaongoza ECD, primary na JSS. Akuwe mtu kando. Ili kukuwe na management of facilities, management of capitation kando.
Let it be
1 year.
As it was promised, as it is written on the paper, okay? Yes. So we just hope that the interns are going to be confirmed so that they enjoy working as a Kenyan teacher.
The junior school is at the level of exploration and it needs some resources. It needs also some support from all the stakeholders, and with autonomy, that one will be ensured.
From education back to the corridors of power is that in the recently concluded by-elections, United Democratic Alliance Secretary General that is Hassan Omar has said the results are a clear testament to Kenya's confidence in the current administration. Speaking during a press briefing at the party's headquarters in Nairobi County, Omar maintained that UDA party still remains popular and dominant ahead of the upcoming general elections that is in the year 2027. The SG also wants to take decisive actions against rebel members who publicly campaigned against the party's preferred candidates in the by-elections once the disciplinary process is fully completed.
Going to the social media and are constantly sabotaging the government's programs. You're asking for William Ruto to build stadiums and pay debt, some of you in the first 6 months of his administration. I have that pattern. Some of your media houses were asking William Ruto, Deni, Kenya is indebted. And you're wondering, is this man or woman who's asking this question sincere? So you need to exercise a bit of sincerity and have some philosophy that informs part of your critique.
And away from that to the corridors of justice, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Renson Ingonga, has suffered a major setback after Milimani's Chief Magistrate Court rejected his request to withdraw a case involving 3 accused charged with defrauding Heritage Flowers Limited of over 10 million shillings in the year 2021. In his ruling, Principal Magistrate Paul Mutai stated that the withdrawal was in bad faith, noting that the complainant was not involved as required under the Victim Protection Act. In the detailed ruling, the magistrate stated it will be a miscarriage of justice if he were to allow the application and further directed the case to proceed to its logical conclusion starting February 12th, the year 2026.
Leading to the application for withdrawal as required under the provisions of Victims Protection Act. 2. Civil and criminal proceedings can run parallel to each other. It is not prohibited under the law. I direct that the matter to proceed to its logical conclusion.
Most obliged.
Retired and current employees of the Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company, that is NCWSC, have announced plans for a major demonstrations in the capital beginning December 2nd. The workers are protesting the non-payment of more than 4 billion shillings in pension arrears. Speaking during a press briefing at the Water Service Workers Union offices in Nairobi, the group accused both the Nairobi County Government and NCWSC management of repeatedly ignoring their appeals for the rightful benefits, leaving many retirees without crucial financial support. The workers say they have made several attempts to engage the leadership but have yet to receive any firm commitment. They now warn that if the matter is not resolved by the end of strike notice, they will proceed with peaceful demonstrations and picketing as allowed by the Constitution.
Kwa nini hiyo miaka yote hatulipwi? Kutoka 2005 to 05 mpaka wa sasa tuna demand pesa yetu.
Circles of engaging management endlessly without any firm promise of payment.
Starting on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, if it is we shall not have been sorted out, and we shall make a peaceful demonstration, a picketing that is allowed by our constitution.
And that story brings us to the end of tonight's EBN Weekend Edition. On behalf of our energetic sign language interpreter, Irene Chebiot, and the entire EBN News team led by my director, Mr. Devin Jue, and our camera operator, Brother Harlan, thank you for spending your evening with us. And before I leave, remember this. In real life, nobody watches a movie just for the beautiful scenes. What keeps people watching is the tension, the twist, and the powerful ending. Your life is no different. The challenges are part of the story, and the ending will be worth it. So keep going. Your best scenes are yet to come. I'm George Kayesi, wishing you peace for tonight, strength for tomorrow, that is the weekend, and joy that lasts beyond the morning. From all of us here at EBN, good night, and may God bless you.